Welcome you all. Welcome to this session. This session is I call as neural network architecture part 2. In case if you don't watch my previous video part 1, please go and watch it. It's right here in the below link. So in the previous video, I have explained like the basic and detailed about the neural architecture. We have covered what is neural network, and then how that hidden layer and the input and the output layer is processing inside the neural network, and then we wait through the neural network architecture how the flow is flowing from input to get the output. And the next one is we seeing the cloud propagation in the previous video. Also we see the loss function and what are the different types of loss functions are there. Okay, now we could see some quick recap what is the process in neural network like stepwise. Here I have pointed out different steps. We could see the first one is as we mentioned in the previous video, we are going to initialize some random values our weight and loss. It's nothing but we are passing some input to the neural network, and the neural network by using the hidden layer and then bias and then by using activate function, it will produce some output, right? By using the output, so again we are going to adjust some weight and bias. Again we are going to do the uh, back propagation to the input. That's what I have mentioned. Compare our output to the actual value. It was supposed to be lower value. In case if it is not a lower loss, then again it will adjust the weight, so the loss will be very lower. Keep doing this for each sample in our data set. So the optimization of program, we get an even lower loss. Okay, once we get a lower loss, we are going to stop training, and then we are going to predict the data by using a new data set. So that is the steps for neural network. Next we'll see about what is back propagation, because as I have mentioned in the previous video, in the neural architecture, you see this is the back propagation part. Now I'll explain what exactly the back propagation will do the process. Okay. Okay. So basically the back propagation job is to determine how to adjust the weight. Suppose if we got a higher loss in the output, so back propagation will do actually adjust the weight, and again it will give a new weight to the input. That's what here. See, the back propagation tells us how much would change in each weight and affect the overall loss. Okay. Now, how by tuning the weight, we need some specific input data. So, how that back propagation will work? What logic is using to make a neural network more generalized? Uh, we could see that in the next slide. Also, for training example, in our training data, we call the epoch and iteration. Suppose um, we got one output that we call it as the one epoch, and then that is called as an epoch. So we will see what is iteration in the coming slide. Okay. Now we will see the what logic is behind in the back propagation, what kind of things they are using, what logic they are using in back propagation. Okay. Back propagation, actually they're using gradient descent method. Gradient descent is nothing but by adjusting the weight to lower the loss. They're performing the gradient descent by optimizing the problem. So in order to minimize the loss, here we are using gradient descent method. Okay. And back propagation, simply the method to execute the gradient descent. That's it. So say the back propagation, the gradient descent process is happening actually. The gradient descent is nothing but it's called as a slope. Suppose if you have a high variant in slope, again it will do the adjustment until it comes as a straight slope, negative descent. Okay, by adjusting here we see by adjusting the weight to lower loss, we are performing the gradient descent. Also we have a number of types of gradient descents are there. We'll see what are the different types. Okay. Okay, here if you see the types of gradient descent, first one is a naive gradient descent, and then the second one is a stochastic gradient descent, and third one is a mini batch gradient descent. So the naive gradient descent is very expensive. It requires to expose the entire data set. Yeah, okay, which means to adjust the weight, it will need to expose the entire data set. So then obviously the performance is very slow in naive gradient descent. What about stochastic gradient descent is just update every input sample. instead of taking the more number of input, the stochastic gradient descent take only the single input and it gives the calculation and it makes the calculation. So this provides noisy and fluctuation loss input. However, again this method can be very slow. Okay, so last one is a mini batch gradient descent. It's a combination of two, which means it takes a batch of input of samples. Here I could say what is, maybe we can come inside, we could see what is batch and what is iteration, what is epoch. So it takes a batch of input, means it takes number of input and update the gradient. So after the batch is processed, it gives the output. Okay, the batch here, the batches are typically 20 or 15 types. This is our input. We have to tell to the architecture how many batches they need to use. Okay, because of doing so, it leads to make much faster training when compared to stochastic gradient descent or naive gradient descent. The mini batch gradient descent is much faster. Okay, okay, this is actually this process of optimizing and lowering the weight is called gradient descent, as I have mentioned earlier. And the efficient method of doing is the mini batch gradient descent algorithm. Okay, this is the mini batch gradient descent is an efficient algorithm for doing back propagation. Okay, now we have went through what is loss function, what is back propagation. uh, I hope I have covered the important key elements in your network architecture. So next, maybe you have here some words like epoch, iteration, uh, like that. So maybe we could see what is like iteration, what is epoch in the coming slide. Okay. Okay. Here I'm going to explain about epoch. Epoch is nothing but the occurs when a full set of training data is passed and forward and then back forward through our neural network. Okay. Um, for example, you are passing one input. So if the input has completed a cycle like forward propagation, back propagation, and through our neural network, it's called as one epoch. Okay. After the first epoch, we have a decent set of weights. Again, overbeating our training data again, neural network can further improve the weights. That is the one cycle. That cycle will continue until that will get lower loss. Okay. So here you have to understand what is epoch. Epoch is nothing but suppose if you are passing one input, if the input covers uh, forward propagation, backward propagation, then we call it as considered as one epoch. So this is why we train several iterations for epoch. Like this is also our user has to determine how many epoch it has to take it through for training. Okay. I hope it's clear in epoch. Next we go for batches. Okay, batches is nothing but for example, unless we have for for every system we need a RAM for training. So if we have huge volume of RAM, we can simply pause all our training data. In case if we don't have an efficient RAM or efficient GPU, we need to split data up into the segments. Okay, the batch size is number of training samples is used in single batch. So here this is also again is the user input. We have to determine how much batch that we need to use in neural network. Okay. Example, we had 1,000 samples of data. Suppose in your data set you have 1,000 samples of data and as specified batch size is 100. Suppose if you are specifying the batch size is 100 in training, so we take only 100 samples of data and use it in forward and backward process to update our weight. If the batch size is 1, I hope you remember stochastic gradient descent is usually used only one single input. That's I have mentioned here. If the batch size is 1, we are simply doing stochastic gradient descent. I mean, which means using stochastic gradient algorithm, we are doing back propagation. Okay, this is we call it as batches. I hope it's very clear. Next, we move on to the next one. Okay, finally, it's iteration. So iteration may confuse between iteration and epoch. Even I too confused between iteration and epochs. However, the difference is quite simple. Iterations are the number of batches we need to complete on epoch. Okay, just iterations are the number of batches we need to complete on epoch. Okay, which means in previous example we had 1,000 items on our data set, right? Which means the batch size is 10. Suppose for that we need to run like 10 iteration to complete our entire data set. That's we call it as an iteration. Okay, that is the definition. Iterations are the number of batches. Batches here is nothing but we need to mention like 10, which means we need to do a 10 iteration to complete the epoch. That's we call it as iteration. Okay, that's it. I hope we have come at the end of this session. In this video, I mean in this session, I have covered what is iteration, what is batches, what is epoch, and what is the types of gradient descent, and what is gradient descent. Uh, Actually, what in backpropagation, what are the algorithms neural networks are used to optimize the weight, um, and then what are the different steps that we have to go through in neural network architecture. So these all things I think I have covered in this session. In case if you missed my first part, please go and watch my previous video to understand the neural network architecture in explain in simple manner. I hope you like this video. Please do subscribe and share this video. I'll see you on next video. Bye then.